ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Sports Animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, you opened your app this morning. Hope you got your free agents for your fantasy football. Covered George Kittle, maybe Juwan Jennings. Got some Drake London issues to worry about as well. Good morning and happy Friday, boys and girls. Short week for Lobo football. They will be on the road and play on Friday at UCLA in the historic Rose Bowl. Won't be the first time they ever play the Rose Bowl. Learned a little bit about that yet. Thanks for finding us on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you living?
What it do?
You all right?
All right.
Good day yesterday. Using Dodgers last night. Solid. Come on, man. Dodgers didn't blow a late lead.
It's good for the
I
bullpen.
fell asleep, but the score was still somewhat there when I woke up. You know what I'm saying? Dodgers win, Padres lose. Lead swells to 2 in the National League West. Mariners win, Astros lose. Lead shrinks to 1 in the American League West. Baseball stuff's pretty good right now if you're catching it. Toronto wins. Tigers just pummeled the Yankees in New York. Like, there's good baseball if you're into that stuff as well, and we're going to touch on that. Lots to do today. 505-246-0610 is how to find us. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in as they always do. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com on the Twitter or the X. It's _ JJ Buck. And Adrian is producing the TV side. You can watch us on Xfinity Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. We're on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Guest list today coming up at, what day is today? Wednesday, 9 o'clock. Sean Ryder, the scribe from the Albuquerque Journal, the beat writer for the Journal who covers Lobo football. Do a little Ryder on the radio for us at 9 o'clock as he gets set to travel out to Southern California. Get his thoughts on Lobos versus Idaho State last week, the Lobos' first win in the Jason Eck era, and their chances moving forward. And we'll catch up with Sean in a bit. Listen to what Jason Eck had to say yesterday. Certainly fighting through some allergies or some sniffles or something through that. Heard a little bit.
Some water.
Yeah. I mean, where's Frank? Frank's got 1 million stats. They can't bring the man a glass of water. Frank had a good stat, though. 1926. The Lobos were the first team to fly. Half of the team flew out, or 1929. Yeah, 1929. They lost 26-0. Half the team flew out to California. The other half took the train to play Occidental in the Rose Bowl. And then the guys who took the train out flew back, and the guys who flew out took the train back. Didn't know that. Did you?
I did not.
I thought Eck was great. Did you see Eck when after Frank did that whole introduction? And Eck said that's a tough loss to Occidental.
Bad loss.
He said, I'm taking heat for beating Idaho State by 10 points, and that's a bad loss to Occidental. I thought it was great. Great way to start with that whole thing. By the way, a little info I did not know. Thank you to Frank for digging that up. Message yesterday was, I thought, kind of a lot what it was here. Build on what we did. We got to get a little bit better protecting the quarterback. They've got a quarterback in Iama Aleva who is very dynamic. Played in the playoff last year with Tennessee, can do a lot of things. That's a desperate team in UCLA with a whole lot of talent, and we're going to get their best. We're going to get a wounded animal. And I think all of that's correct.
Yeah, this is one where it doesn't matter how UCLA has played, however you play. And I specifically look at that Lobos defense. And that's the area that I still have a ton of question marks. Yeah, they only gave up 22 points, but when you're playing shell coverage, not getting pressure on the quarterback because a little worried about the quarterback run game. A lot of times against Idaho State, the Lobos are only bringing 3 linemen on the rush. Nico's a dual threat quarterback, and he's going to do a lot of the similar things. So I'm very interested in the changes for the Lobos defense, what Spence Nowinski wants to do. Instead of dropping so many in coverage, do they just try to get pressure? Because there are a lot of holes in that zones that Idaho State took advantage of.
You know, we have this conversation on a regular basis with Lobo football when they struggle defensively, and I even in the past when they've struggled offensively. And I ask you, is the issue right now X's and O's, or is it Jimmy's and Joe's? Do you have the athletes that are going to be able to do what you need to do defensively? And I know you've watched them much closer than I have, and so I yield to you a bit, and I'll yield to Sean Ryder when he's in here today. Some of the defensive deficiencies that you've been seeing so far, or at least concerns. I mean, you gave up 37 to a Michigan team that is top 25, and then 22 to a Idaho State team that is not top 25, but they move the ball up and down the field on you. So when you look at it, is it scheme or is it play?
I think it's more schematically right now. It's just
Okay.
a decision to. It really was a bend but not break against Idaho State.
Absolutely.
Because you credit what they did in the red zone, and X talked about that yesterday. He thought that was the difference in the game. And the Lobos stepped up in the second half and held them to 2 field goals when Idaho State had that 3 straight possessions where they scored, and 2 or 3 of them were field goals. So there's an element of that of, all right, are you able to step up when it matters? And they did in that moment. They did in the fourth quarter, because I do like the athleticism on the outside with Abe Williams, then the Sheridan combination of John Johnson out there, Frankie Edwards. So they have some guys, and Spence Nowinski right now, really just kind of wanting to keep everything in front. And I would like to see if they can generate some pass rush, because I think James Newby is a guy that can get some stuff done, but that's hard to do. One, when you have a running quarterback, you have to take that into account. He's going to break it. He's going to have a keeper. And then when you're only bringing 3 guys, you're just sending the message, hey, we're bending, but let's not break.
All right, so UCLA's allowed 6 sacks in the first 2 games, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 120th out of 136 teams at FBS. So, I mean, you should be able to get, if you've got the dudes, maybe you could get at them. Expect UNM to run the ball. UCLA is 128th out of 136 teams against the rush, or 8th worst. They're giving up 217 yards rushing the game. Now, look, they played Utah, and I think UNLV's got some weapons. But I got to believe the offensive coaches are looking at this and saying, let's get DJ McKinney and Scott Trey and Bankston and Buchanan and get these guys opportunities. We should be able to move the football on the ground and let Jackson set himself up and find a spot. And so I don't know if you think UCLA's numbers are slanted because it's the competition against which they played, which is, by the way, going to get a lot tougher for them. Or do you believe that maybe there's an opportunity here to go out and find some success on the ground?
I think the ground game, with the 61-yard run, that's what we wanted to see from Scott Trump. The explosives, and thought in the fourth quarter, kind of lining up when Idaho State knew you were going to run the football, and you were able to manage some good gains, tough 4th down conversion, like assert your will. I think that goes a long way, but I also think the UCLA is taking a step back going, dude, we're going to pack the box. We're not worried. Johnson got hurt on the 50-yard pass attempt.
And he's out, right?
Defensive pass interference penalty. I think there's a good ceiling for Zyle Smith, but it's still a true freshman in his 3rd game. Thomas is going to get all the targets you can, but that's my thing. If I'm UCLA and saying, hey, I'm lining my guys up one-on-one on the outside because I don't think you can run past me and make those plays, and that's what's going to be tough for the Lobos.
All right, you can get in on that. Maybe you listened to what Jason X said yesterday. He was certainly with us on Monday, and much of the theme was the same as you would expect, but it is the Lobos and UCLA. It is Friday over on News Radio KKOB. You can follow that. 7 o'clock is when our coverage will start. 8 o'clock kickoff on it'll be on Big Ten Network and on News Radio KKOB. Robert Portnoy and Dontrell Moore will have the call out there. Right around that same time over on KTBL, we're going to have the top 2 teams in the state in high school football. Las Cruces comes to Rio Rancho. They will visit Cleveland, Las Cruces, Cleveland over on KTBL. That's on Friday night. We got a ton of stuff. Of course, your NFL week starts tomorrow night. Right here on your home for the National Football League. Commanders and Packers is a terrific Thursday night football. That's tomorrow night. Saturday afternoon here on the Sports Animal, Georgia and Tennessee at 1 o'clock. You'll get the Topes in the evening. And then on Sunday, Broncos and Colts here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Falcons and Vikings after that. It's the Sports Animal. If you are listening to the National Football League, you are listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. What do you make of the desperate team thing? There's a lot of heat on Deshaun Foster. This is the other side of going to coach at your alma mater, right? You love your alma mater, and they welcome you with open arms, and they bring you in, and hey, the prodigal son is back, and Deshaun Foster was a terrific player. And if it doesn't go well, and you get fired, like Danny Gonzalez, right? Danny loves this place. Danny, was not a star player here, but he played here, grew up here, loved the University of New Mexico, and then it didn't work, and they fired him, and it's like I always wonder about that detachment, right? Deshaun Foster is a UCLA alum. He's 0-2. If he starts out 0-3 and loses to two Mountain West teams after the way they started last year, I don't know how long this lasts. I don't know what his buyout is, but that's a hot seat that just starts to scorch.
It goes up in flames. I don't buy into the desperate team as much in football because that to me is a lot more Jimmy and the Joes, and especially when it's a non-conference game. Is there a ton of pressure on Deshaun Foster? Absolutely, but I don't subscribe to it as much as we see it in basketball for sure.
Yeah, but look, if you're in the Big Ten, and you and I both understand what football means. I get it. Fine, you're a basketball school. Mick Cronin's got to win, and that, but I can't imagine. And I don't know their new athletic. Well, I say new. She's not that new anymore. I don't know the athletic director there, but I can't imagine that anybody is going to continue to be okay being at the bottom of the Big Ten or any league.
But I also look at it and say, how do you look at it from UNM? They're underdogs, no pressure on them, so they don't have a chance?
Well, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that's why football just feels different to me with the way we discussed it, the most desperate team thing. So that's just me personally.
No, that's fair. Yes, I get that. I look at their schedule. And UCLA is 0-2. They lost at home to Utah 43-10. Then they go on the road and lose to, I think, a good UNLV team, but as far as they're concerned, that's a damn Mountain West team. They got another one coming in, then they got Northwestern on the road. So I got to believe they're looking at getting right the next 2 weeks. Then they got to go to they got Penn State at home. Penn State's going to come in and smash them. They got to go to Michigan State. They get Mike Locksley in Maryland at home. They got to go to Indiana, who was in the playoff. They got a good Nebraska team coming in. They got to go to Ohio State. And they get Washington SC. And who knows what they look like by then. These next 2 games have got to get right for them, don't they? And again, I look at the buyout and, what is it and how much. If UCLA terminates his contract, they owe him a decreasing percentage of his salary, so about $5.5 million, which doesn't feel like a ton.
Not when we're talking about $70 million in Alabama.
That's if the buyout occurs after the 2025 season. Okay. Sorry, so it's probably another 5 on top of that. I'm gonna guess.
I think even if
it's $10 million. If it's before December 31st, it's $10 million. By December 31st, it's $7 million. I don't even know what that means. That was last year. What year is this? 25? Yeah. So it's $7 million. $7 million, according to this.
This is one where these games could get Deshaun Foster through most of the season, but I don't think he lasts long there, regardless of what happens. So I don't think they're going to win many.
Who wins there, man? Chip Kelly.
Big Ten games. Chip Kelly bounced. Yeah. He was a head coach.
Well, he wasn't winning. It's not that he got fired, but he bounced. You're right. No,
he didn't even want to try to win.
He said,
like,
I'm going to go be an offensive coordinator.
Go work at Ohio State and then get an NFL job.
Yeah. And you know what? Good for Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly's like the kind of quintessential, you know what? I kind of like coaching ball and being out of the spotlight, and I'm making pretty damn good money. Where's he, the Raiders now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's making pretty good money being Pete Carroll's offensive coordinator. Made pretty damn good money at Ohio State. Gets to coach ball, gets to scheme, doesn't have to deal with the media every week. I mean, that was Rocky Long's dream, right? Just let me coach ball, do what I want to do, and not have to deal with the media every week. Oh, I mean, and some people just say, you know what? I'd love to sit down with Chip Kelly when it's all done, because I wonder if he just came to, you know what? I got enough. Like a few $1 million is enough. I don't need $10 million a year. Like if I'm making 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever he's making now, I don't need it. I'm happy with that. And I'm sure he made a bunch of money when he got bought out by the Eagles, right? I'm sure he's got a war chest. I'm sure Chip Kelly's living his best life just coaching ball. But he couldn't win there. Was Deshaun Foster immediately following him? I'm trying to remember it was like Jim Mora was there before that, right? The guy who's at Jim Mora Jr. who's at UConn.
And I think it was
UMass. No,
Deshaun Foster.
UConn. So it was Mora, Kelly, Deshaun Foster. I mean, who can win there? And you would think you should be able to. Now, look, going to the Rose Bowl. Rose Bowl's not even close to UCLA's campus. Not even close. Pasadena's a tough get-to on a Friday night, let alone on a Saturday. It's tough to get in and out of there. Hey, do they need on? But you know what? You know what'll help them? It'll help everybody else. Winning. 100% winning. UCLA's a tough gig. It just is. And you think, well, what? It's UCLA. There's so many players there. Yeah, but everybody's in on your players, man. USC's in on your players. Washington, Oregon, Ohio State, Stanford, Cal, Arizona, Utah. Everybody's in Southern California. Everybody. 505-246-0610. You like the Lobos' chances? What were they? What did I tell you? 16.5, 17.5? What was the number? 18.5? I forget what the number was. I'll find it for you. But how do you like your chances headed into a Friday matchup at the Rose Bowl against UCLA? You are a 16.5 point dog. 505-246-0610. We get back. Let's get into some of the NFL stuff. A suspension? What? Wait, but it's not really a suspension. I'll explain it. You spit on a guy, you get thrown out, and that's your suspension? It doesn't seem total, but we'll get into what the NFL did with Jalen Carter, how the Niners are going to respond to all their injuries, and a injured Packer receiver who's been okay. He's got a big payday. Get you all that when we get back. How do you know when you get engaged, and when you pop the question, if you've already done it, how do you know she was going to love the ring? And guys, if you're thinking about it, how do you know? You don't is the answer, and that's why the no regrets engagement ring at John Thomas Jewelers is the only way for you to go. She loves you. You think she's going to love that ring because it comes from you. But maybe it's not exactly what she wants. That's why John Thomas Jewelers has you covered. Any ring you get at John, so if you don't like the rings they have there, you can design anything you want. And you'll see that design in 3D. You can preview it in 3D printed wax before it's made in precious metals. If she wants something different, even after you propose, you've got an entire year to redesign it. There's no penalty, not even on custom-made rings. Nobody does this. It's a pretty amazing offer at John Thomas Jewelers. All of their rings come with a free, lifetime, nationwide warranty. Their diamonds are as good as you can find anywhere. They are hand-selected by John Thomas Jewelers in Antwerp, Belgium, which is the diamond capital of the world. That means you cannot get a brighter, more beautiful diamond anywhere. It is the no regrets engagement ring, and it is exclusively at John Thomas Jewelers. John Thomas Jewelers is my jeweler. If I need anything, that's where I go. They've been great to me, and I know you will love them there. Go visit John Thomas Jewelers, 3rd floor, Lewis University building. They're on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. Right across the Coronado Mall. See why they've been voted the best jewelry store in Albuquerque for 5 straight years and voted one of America's coolest jewelry stores. It's John Thomas Jewelers, where Albuquerque gets engaged.
Football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now
Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing.
I mean, 100% my point. And I thank you for that fax at 505-246-0610. Like, some guys just don't need to be or want to be head coach. He did it. He built, I shouldn't say built, he rose the program. How about that? He elevated the program at Oregon, right? To a height to which it had not been elevated on a regular basis prior to him. And he gets an NFL gig. I promise you he made a bunch of money there. And then got the UCLA gig. And I don't know Chip Kelly, but I'm watching how he rolls. And maybe he's just realized, you know what? I don't need it, man. I got enough money. They're paying me $6 million to be an OC. I think he was making north at $2 million to be the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. I love being an offensive coordinator. I'm pretty freaking good at it. And you know what I don't have to do every week? Is sit out there and listen to those idiots ask me questions.
Coach, talk about why you can't win games.
Yeah. Why didn't you call a timeout?
They're solid
how's
questions.
his ankle?
Like Ben Johnson, why don't you go for an onside kick?
Okay.
When you know your dude can't kick it out of the end zone and the Vikings are going to return it and take it under the 2-minute warning.
You see Ben Johnson's face when that went down. And he's just screaming to the headset, damn it. Like, because it costs, if you, at 2:02, if your dude can't kick out, you have to onside kick. Like, do the math. I mean, I get it. It's your first game. You've never had to do this specific thing before. But how is it, and I get it, there's all kinds of stuff going through a head coach's mind. How is it that
There's
you and I sitting on a couch?
87 people standing on the sideline. One of them should have that job.
Right. But if he thought his kicker could kick it out of the end zone, then okay, that's what you thought. All right, 505-246-0610. So the NFL disciplined Jalen Carter for spitting on Dak Prescott. I guess we got to start this with, on the scale of on-field discretions, where does this rate?
This is really high because this is something that gets the people going. There's no, oh, that's just a hard hit. It's part of football. Sometimes your helmet just has to go somewhere. Like, spitting on someone is, I think, anytime I listen to any reaction, that's like the over everything. It's like, dude, hit me late. Like, throw a punch at me, but spit on me?
Look, you're having a conversation, some guy accidentally spits on you, it's disgusting, right? Some guy, like, somebody really, and some spittle comes out, you're like,
When
right?
you're talking to Lou Holtz, you're like, slow down, man.
All right, whoever. It might be your buddy for all, right? I mean, you got a buddy you spit. We all do. It's gross when they don't intend to do it. You get just a little bit of a spray on you. Well, Jeff, he only spit on his shirt. Yeah, at some point he had to address that, right? Somebody had to go cut that off, didn't he? Did you see the guy that was standing there? Was like a manager on the field. There's a kid right there, like his face. Is that the guy who had to clean the loogie off of his jersey?
I love that too. When viral was like, this guy was ready to throw down for his quarterback.
That's my quarterback. It should rate high. Jalen Carter will not miss any more games. He got thrown out of that game. He gets a 1-game suspension, and the NFL considers that to be the 1-game suspension. And I find that to be insanely soft. Now, first of all of you who say, don't they play the Chiefs next? All of you say everything's aimed towards the Chiefs and getting the Chiefs back in the Super Bowl. And all right, then the NFL would have kept Jalen Carter out of the next game. All right, can we start poking holes in a little bit of the Chiefs stuff? Right?
Uh-oh.
I haven't heard anybody tell me that yet.
Taylor Swift has to work her magic.
That's right. She's going to have to go get him to spit again. I look at this, and I'm like, the dude was in that game. Did he play? Well, he was active for that game. So they took away his game check, like $57,222. That's 1/18 of his base salary. And they consider that because he didn't play a game, his 1-game suspension. I find that to be soft by the NFL.
So they're saying if you spit on someone, it's 1 game.
That's the precedent they have now set.
What would you feel good about in that case?
Well, he should have been suspended. Do you feel then that was a 1-game suspension? Because so if he'd have done it on 3rd down and played 2 downs, would it have been then what? So you're rewarding him for when he spit on the dude?
Is it going to end up being like the targeting rule?
Where you missed the second half? Which is ridiculous.
Because what they're saying in this case, and you're right, now you have to start picking it apart. Is it 1 game plus when you get kicked out?
Well, so
or
what
does
if
that factor into it now?
Right. What if it would have been on 3rd down? He played 2 plays. Well, you already played in the game, so I got to suspend you another game. But since you were on the field, but you didn't take a snap. You were on the field and you were active and your helmet was strapped up, but before the first play, you spit on him. So we'll call that the 1 game. But if it would have been on like again, if he plays 2 plays and it's on 3rd down, then it'd have been okay. Then it would have been another game. Dude, you were in the game. If you're gonna suspend him for another game. That's just where I sit. I don't. You're good with this?
I am fine with the NFL setting the standard of a 1-game suspension. I can see how this.
Yeah.
It's going to be tricky moving forward
But now it's when you spit on a guy?
Is that going to be factored in? You say if someone does it in the second quarter or the third quarter, is it the rest of the game plus one?
What if it's early first quarter? Well, I mean, he I should only have to sit out 3/4 of a game. His agent was involved in this, Drew Rosenhaus. They worked on an agreement that the Eagles cannot use the suspension to void any guarantees in his contract or any guaranteed money or bonus money. I mean, they were pretty worried about their damn money, and I get it. I find this, I don't know, man, because the guy was in the game. To me, he got ejected for that game. I don't know, that's that. And are you good with one game for spitting on him? So that's first offense. You spit once, it's one game. Is that the right number? I guess it's right. What is it, 6 games or 4 games for domestic violence? You beat your girlfriend, it's, 4 games? Because we got to get into Tyreek Hill's latest allegations. But let's hit that. All right, we'll do some more of that NFL stuff next. I want to get into the Tyreek Hill thing, the receiver who got paid, all those things. Dude, so yesterday was super busy in my office. 4 people sat in my new chair. And everybody who came in and saw that new chair Mustang Home Goods made for me was like, oh my gosh. And they're like feeling the artwork in it. They sat in it. It's so comfortable. It's so cool. Where'd you get it? Mustang Home Goods. Hey, if you're thinking of holiday season and a really, really cool, unique gift, you've got that, hey, this person buys everything they want. They got everything they need. They don't have this. If you're thinking about a gift, get in on it now. Book a consultation at MustangHomeGoods.com and have Mike create something special for you. Go to our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and look at this beautiful piece that Mike created for me. So about 2 weeks ago, he surprised me. I went down the hall, and there was Mike, this beautiful, beautiful chair. It has the Isleta New Mexico Bowl logo on it. It's on our page. Go look at it. So Mike's a retired Navy officer, and he pours his heart into creating custom furniture for people, all shapes of people, all sizes of people. Like he'll fit something that is perfect for you. But this isn't just furniture. This is usable art, living room, dining room, bedroom stuff. It is beautiful, and it's furniture that fits you. You don't have to go fit the furniture. Look at what they're doing. I can't tell you how happy I am with this in my office. And everybody who came in yesterday was super busy. It's now a centerpiece in my office. People just, oh my goodness, look at it. They feel it, and then they sit in and they're like, wow. And it's really, 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 really comfortable. He'll make something if you've got injuries, like a back injury, a knee injury, something like that. He works around that. It's adjustable ergonomics. So he'll adjust it to custom fit you. Get with Mike. It's really amazing, amazing stuff. Go to MustangHomeGoods.com. Bounce around the gallery. Look at what they've got. And then book a consultation. Create beautiful art that is usable. Make your space an art gallery. It's Mustang Home Goods. Visit Mike at MustangHomeGoods.com. Tell your story in your home with Mustang Home Goods.
This report brought to you by the Albuquerque Journal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls.
Michigan hit me. Speaking of those hockey tickets, Jeff, if you're going to be in Ann Arbor over the Christmas holidays, go to the GLI as a college hockey tournament played at Little Caesars Arena. Appreciate that. A little busy right around. I'm a little busy right around the Christmas holidays. I appreciate it, Steve, and maybe one year. Got a little bowl game I got to put on the 27th here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I might not be escaping to get out to the GLI College Hockey Tournament at Little Caesars, but I appreciate that. This Little New Mexico Bowl, 27th. The 20th annual, by the way, if you want to make your plans now for Saturday, the 27th of December out at University Stadium. All right, 505-246-0610. So if you have thoughts on the suspension, I'm really interested on that. Jalen Carter gets a 1-game suspension, and the game was the game in which he was ejected. That is how it was deemed by the National Football League. Okay? So I'd love to hear how you feel about that. There's a couple other big stories. I don't know if this is huge, but it surprised me. JJ, the Packers are handing out money. Packers are paying people. They just paid Micah, and now Christian Watson. I saw the headline. They're like, Packers receiver gets rewarded, and they gave him a raise, and it's 1 year, $13.25 million contract. And I'm like, cool, but Christian Watson, like, what's he done to earn that? When he plays, he's pretty good, but he's currently on the PUP list, physically unable to perform, working his way back from a torn ACL. I like Christian Watson when he plays. He was, the 30-something overall pick in the 2022 draft. 29 passes for 620 yards and 2 touchdowns last year. I love keeping guys around. This one just surprised me because out of nowhere, that's the dude you decided to pay.
That's nothing, dude. $13 million.
What's a good receiver going for now?
$30 million a year. $25 million a year.
All right.
You want to give him the opportunity. You like him. And it's one where you keep him next year because you know this is the last year of his rookie deal.
And you got Golden on a rookie deal.
They're not paying any of those wide receivers. The only person on offense they're paying outside of Jordan Love is Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. So they had to pay someone, I guess.
So it's money that they can spread around, and they know that none of those guys are going to command a contract like that.
Like what? 13 million?
No, like 25, 30. Like none of those guys are going to get that money because they rotate all of them.
Until one of them just goes off, and then they'll let them go. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I just, out of the blue for me on this one. I mean, I like him.
I think they trust that he'll be able to come back, maybe play a little bit second half of the season, and be that, as you said, as long as he's on the field, if he can be that outside threat for him next year.
Yeah, when he's on the field, he's pretty good. He's just not on the field very much. All right, the Tyreek Hill allegations. And you know where I am on Tyreek Hill stuff, or on any allegations like this. His ex-wife is claiming 8 times she was physically abused, and they're going through a divorce, and it's gotten nasty. And so I think I saw something from the Dolphins, right, where they said this is like, trying to get money out of him and the whole thing. When does the Tyreek Hill thing get old? When he can't play anymore?
When he's not scoring 50-yard touchdowns.
So he was already pissed off after
Tyreek Hill
one quarter. Yeah.
Punched a pregnant lady in college. So I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt at all. Like, he got kicked out of Oklahoma State for domestic violence. Okay. And now we're just supposed to think this is going to be a money grab. Tyreek Hill's done nothing in his life that we know him of being a football player that I'm like, I trust this guy.
So I'm going to tell you that over the last, year and a half, there's been way more off-field news about Tyreek Hill than there has been. And I'm not going to blame him for getting pulled over by the cops and thrown on the ground going into the game. It doesn't, that was horrible. His ex-wife is named Keita Vaccaro. She's accused him of multiple incidents of domestic violence. TMZ got the claims. 8 instances of violence from January of 2024 to April of this year. She's accusing him of throwing her, spitting on her, shoving a marijuana cigarette in her face, ripping her hair. He, through his lawyers, has denied all of it. Unsubstantiated, untrue. A shakedown is what they're saying. The police did get involved in April of this year. They responded to a domestic dispute call at their Miami condo. No charges were filed then. There's an allegation from her that the assaults happened whilst she was pregnant. There's a ton there. There was the 2019 child abuse investigation when he was investigated for child abuse. Look, my point is, there's a lot of noise around a player who is really, really good. You know what this is starting to really reek of? In not in the exact form, but it feels like A.J. Brown to me. Right? A guy who was really good, but the off-field stuff just got to be too loud and just outweighed.
Well, Antonio Brown absolutely.
Antonio Brown. Did I say A.J.? If I said A.J., I misspoke.
Antonio Brown was off himself.
Yeah.
Like, even more than Tyreek Hill. But this, I think Mike McDaniel's going to get fired soon. This is going to be a complete reset for the Miami Dolphins. Just another piece of the puzzle, man.
Well, then he'll get traded.
Yeah,
but who takes
taking on that contract?
So who takes on that contract and all the extra baggage? Everybody's pointing Kansas City. But do they do that? They got Rashee Rice's deal that they're dealing with, right, for 6 games or whatever it is. Yeah, he was there. Yeah, he was a good player for them.
And in this case, the allegations that you're reading, yeah, he's going to get to continue to play football. But, he's a messy dude, always been a messy dude. But we know in sport, in the NFL, it doesn't matter as long as you're producing. And now all of a sudden you're not getting those flashy touchdowns. And then everything looks that much worse for Tyreek Hill on the sideline.
All right, 505-246-0610. What would you do? Chiefs fan, I know there's a bunch of you out there, and you're freaking out because you lost your first game, and now you got the Eagles, and your receivers are all beat up, and you guys all want Tyreek Hill back. Or do you? I'd love to hear your thoughts on 95.9 FM at AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. At Lowe's, save on job site supplies with My Lowe's Pro.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we're the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1980,
Kingdom of the police come and get them. IPS provides standing guards, if that's what you would like, around the clock. They install alarms, camera systems. They have a state-of-the-art facility. Monitoring those cameras 24/7, all this raises the level of security around your home and your business. Who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys and not the bad guys, and don't wait to be a victim. It's then too late. You know property crime's real in our town. It is everywhere. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect what you've built. Call IPS at 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. It's the opening drive. Text line is at 505-246-0610. It says, Jeff, you absolutely can blame Tyreek for getting pulled out of that car and thrown on the ground. It's what happens when you don't comply with lawful orders from the police. And it's exactly what should happen when you fail to comply with lawful orders from the police. Okay, fair. Tyreek, I kind of distanced myself, forgot what happened, and I familiarized myself over the break with the video, with the police video from that. I mean, you decide if the police went too far or not, but yeah, it probably was preventable. I say probably it was preventable. 505-246-0610. All right, what are the Niners going to do? First of all, if there was a more or less, I would have lost, because I'd have thought on more or less on Jake Moody getting cut. I would have thought it would have been Monday. It's now Wednesday. But I guess the Niners cut their kicker, which the surprise is, what, 0 on that?
Yes.
I mean, Kyle Shanahan stopped kicking field goals. And finally, it was like, all right, we need a damn field goal. And they won the game. They won the game. But this was done. 49ers put George Kittle on the IR. They cut their kicker. Did they sign a kicker yet? They're going to just pull somebody off of the
49ers?
Yeah, they did. Eddie Pinheiro.
Yeah.
Eddie Pinheiro. All right. 1 year. He's got Drew Rosenhaus. Drew Rosenhaus was busy yesterday, huh?
Very busy.
He's got kickers. He's got Jalen Carter. All right. Niners. So Juwan Jennings is out. Brandon Ayuk is out. George Kittle's out. They're 1-0. It's a hell of a lot better when you start 1-0 than you start 0-1. They stole one in Seattle. I mean, Seattle, that's a whole nother story. Where do they go? And oh, by the way, their quarterback may not play because his toe hurts and he's got a shoulder. Niners have what? Ricky Pearsall and then whatever they can cobble together?
Well, they are playing the Saints.
They are playing the Saints.
That's on the road. Saints were a little feisty defensively against Arizona.
Here's Kelvin's opportunity to get
Juwan Jennings day-to-day, so he hasn't been ruled out.
All right.
So I expect him to at least play.
They signed Kendrick Bourne.
Christian McCaffrey, Brian Robinson. I think the snap count for Brian Robinson goes up.
You spread him now? You put him in multiple formations and use him wider out and put him on the field with Christian McCaffrey?
Oh, yeah, I think Christian McCaffrey still gets that workload, but you maybe see a little bit more of Brian Robinson Jr. That's a manageable game for Mac Jones because you're not worried that the Saints are going to run away from you.
I look at their wide receiver depth chart. And plus George Kittle's on IR. Juwan Jennings questionable. Brandon Ayuk out. Jacob Cowing IR. DeMarcus Robinson suspended. Trent Taylor IR. Jordan Watkins questionable. It's game 2. It's week freaking 2.
I don't know what's going to break this cycle because that is the last 7 years
for them.
For the 49ers, they've been one of the teams with the most missed games in the NFL.
And I wonder why. Right? So the Chargers have had that issue with wide receivers too. And it's been multiple coaching staffs with the Chargers, but with the Niners it's been pretty consistent. They've got to go back and look and say, what are we doing? Right? And I don't know that there's a pattern because they're all kind of different. Like George Kittle popped his hammy playing football. I don't know what, guys get hit, they play football. It's just really, really bad luck. Brock Purdy is going to be a really interesting case study over the next 3 years. How that frame, and he's not a big dude, when he gets hit, he's not insanely durable. He's 6'1", 220. It's a good-sized man. It's not a gigantic quarterback, right? He's going to be an interesting one because it feels like, you got to go back to the playoff game where he couldn't lift his arm, right? We had a wide receiver playing quarterback in a playoff game. Think of that. Yeah, I think the case study on keeping him healthy is going to be really, really interesting. All right, 505-246-0610. Kawhi Leonard wanted what? The Kawhi allegations that are coming out, not just out of L.A. now, but out of Toronto. And Uncle, are you kidding me? Never mind, is Kawhi in the Hall of Fame? Is Kawhi's uncle like the worst guy ever? And that's saying something. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
And AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
All right, a lot of NFL stuff going on. I know you checking your apps this morning to see who you got. Did you get all your? Did you put in any transactions? What'd you get? Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Tomorrow we do Two Idiots and Too Many Teams. With
yeah, definitely submit your questions in. We're just going to have some fun, do some fantasy football, debate back and forth. Also, if you have any league drama, which you've had, Jeff, I'd love to put it out there. Maybe we can debate like which side you should be on. If your commissioner is being a jerk, you share the story with us, and maybe we can even call and be like, yo, what are you doing?
Xavier Worthy was your first player, and he zeroed out.
Well, once
I won that game.
You know, Travis Kelce saw Taylor get so excited about Xavier Worthy, he's like, yeah, you can't be here anymore.
Yeah, and he just took him out. I mean,
Boom!
Literally took him out. Who'd you get?
Well, to me, tight end, because I had Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Knee.
Tight end.
And then with Kittle. So tight ends were big on the waiver wire this week. Easy, like, PPR scam was Juwan Johnson.
Okay.
For the Saints. And I'm very intrigued. I was late to this one, but Harold Fannin Jr.
Browns.
So he wasn't one of those guys that wowed with athleticism. He's kind of a tweener. He's 6'3", but he's not like a traditional blocking tight end, maybe not athletic enough. But the way they played him like a Brock Bowers. He was on the field for 55 snaps. He was lined up on the line. He was lined up in the slot. Saw 9 targets from Joe Flacco. And hey, if Joe Flacco's going to be slinging it around, yeah, Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, Harold Fannin. Like, the Browns have some pass game options.
I got Cedric Tillman on a waiver wire in my league, but I have Jeudy on my roster. I don't know if I want them both. Like, part of me that may just take a flyer on a rookie somewhere else. I don't know. Is that stupid? Tillman could end up being the number one guy there, I imagine.
Well, it's if you know you're going to be playing Jeudy, but it's the sense of, is someone else there going to be more valuable than Tillman? Because you could essentially look at that as a handcuff receiver.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. All right, we'll do Two Idiots, Too Many Teams tomorrow. We'll do it at 9 o'clock. We'll run some fantasy football stuff by you. This story has gotten, I don't know, give me the word. Weird doesn't feel right, because I don't know that I find it to be insanely unbelievable, but I should. Kawhi Leonard's uncle, and I don't know if this is Kawhi turning his business completely over to his uncle, or Kawhi telling his uncle, this is what I want, and you go deal with it. So there was the Pablo Torres story last week that talked about the Clippers and accuses the Clippers of circumventing the NBA salary cap by getting Kawhi Leonard a no-show endorsement for, what was it, like 15, 19, $25 million, something. I mean, the number kept going up with a company for not having to do anything, right? And it's now going back to his days in Toronto. There was a report in the Toronto Star. Bruce Arthur of the Toronto Star wrote a story. And it talked about discussions back in 2019 when Kawhi was a free agent. Remember, they won the championship in Toronto. Kawhi was the big part of that. And the free agency talks in 2019, teams were finding the same allegations, the same concepts. So the reporter spoke with a bunch of sources with the Raptors, who were part of the free agent negotiations with Kawhi. And his manager is and was his Uncle Dennis Robertson, this guy's name. And Robertson's demands are I mean, you tell me, give me the word. Here's an excerpt from the story of the Toronto paper. Robertson asked for ownership stakes in outside companies, not just the Toronto Maple Leafs. He wanted a piece of the Toronto Maple Leafs, which he seemed to believe was separate, but with other companies with whom MLSE had a relationship. That's the group that owns the Raptors. And two, the Raptors were told they needed to match at least $10 million per year in extra sponsorship income. Teams were allowed to introduce players to team sponsors. Teams cannot negotiate deals, and MLSE was aware of that fact. But it didn't end there. As one source put it, when told about all the corporate sponsors in Toronto who would be happy to have Leonard as a pitchman, his camp said, quote, "We don't want to do anything," end quote. Raptors representatives said any sponsor would want to shoot ads or arrange appearances, and Uncle Dennis reiterated Leonard didn't want to do anything for the money. So that's the excerpt from the story. Look, Kawhi's got to eat this. If all this is true, I don't care if Uncle Dennis was doing this on his own. He's doing it. You got to know what's going on. You're a grown-ass man making a lot of money. I don't know the relationship. I don't know who's pulling the strings. I don't know what Dennis's background is. I don't know if Dennis says, "Man, I got you. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm just going to negotiate all your deals." MLSE rejected all the proposals, and he signed with the Clippers, although they met enough of his demands, including trading for Paul George. This thing, JJ, there's too much smoke going on here, isn't there?
Yeah, at some point in time, especially 6 years after the fact, that's going to get back to Kawhi Leonard. Because people are going to be talking about it. People are going to be saying things. And to just act like, oh, nothing's happening. Like, Kawhi is not innocent in this. You can't just blame it all on the uncle, because if it's happened multiple times, it's got to get back to Kawhi at some point in time. And if he's cool with it, so be it. He's like, hey, I'm getting paid. Money coming to me. What do I care about it? But they are absolutely trying to do things outside that are more than your regular deal, which you can do, but man, once it got to what happened with Ballmer and the Clippers, that was as shady as it gets.
Well, Robert Callen's reporting, this is on CBS Sports, that the deal with Aspiration, that's the company that the Clippers introduced Kawhi to, that Steve Ballmer invested $50 million in, Steve Ballmer being the owner of the Clippers. This could be the biggest cap circumvention scandal in the history of the NBA. It says that players who sign with teams for a discount, and it always raises the eyebrows a bit, but it says what makes this situation so fascinating is how apparently brazen it all is. So Leonard's LLC set up payments for KL2 Aspire. So that's Aspire. KL2 Aspire LLC. It's just basically it's his initials and his number in a shortened version of Aspiration's names. The $28 million agreement and the subsequent, so this is now $48 million and subsequent $20 million stock deal are, I mean, they almost align straight up with Ballmer's $50 million investment. The $48 million, he put in $50. And it all came out after Uncle Dennis apparently made these demands to other teams in free agency. And so they feel there's enough evidence there that the league's going to come down hard, I guess, on the Clippers, and Kawhi walks away with all the money, right? If the league expands this investigation to include any correspondence between, like, Uncle Dennis and other teams, as well as interviewing those who were part of those negotiations, as the reporter did, and if they find evidence that there were actual demands, that can help it further. Well, of course they're going to do that. Of course they're going to do that. They're deep in this now. I got to believe the league's deep in the weeds and talking to everybody with whom Kawhi and his representation, Uncle Dennis, spoke with. I want everything. I want everything. And circumvent the salary cap. And Steve Ballmer invested $50 million in this aspiration. And allegedly, and I don't think anybody's arguing this, Kawhi got basically $48 million in sponsorship money and didn't do anything for it. You tell me, man. Miguel, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Miguel.
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday, I guess it is. Hey, when was the last time we heard anything good about the Clippers? I mean, if they make news, it's almost always negative.
Truth.
And look, I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan, so I want to get that out there right now. But I've always thought he's a little weird. Not weird in a bad way. He's standoffish. He's fun. I mean, one of my favorite players on the court. And Uncle Dennis getting involved here. He's trying to make as much money as possible, right? And they're circumventing the salary cap, but I don't think anybody cares. And now, Pedro wrote that article last week. It's all coming to light. I understand why Kawhi's saying, I don't know anything, and he does. There's no way he has family members as an agent. He doesn't. Like you say, he's a grown man. He knows what's going on. But I was going to ask, so let's say all of this comes out and it's proven to be true. I mean, who gets penalized? You're not going to penalize Kawhi, are you?
Right.
Who's getting penalized? The Clippers
Yes.
as a team?
Yes, for circumventing the cap. He walks away with all the money. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kawhi's not going to have to pay any of it back.
I can't. So what did he do wrong? I mean, you could tell me morally and ethically, but what did he do to break the rules? He no-showed for endorsements. Well, the damn company's paid him.
Right, exactly. And I don't know. Like I said, if I had an agent, if somebody in my family could be an agent, I'd want that. I feel like they're protecting my best interest. But yeah, it's the Clippers, man. Nothing like this surprises me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Thanks, man. It's great to hear you. Miguel called us, I believe, from Phoenix at 505-246-0610. Tell me what I'm missing here, right? If anybody gets penalized, it will be the club. And Kawhi may have this image or this reputation's hit. What does he give a damn? He got all those millions of dollars. What did you do wrong? He no-showed because that was my deal? You're going to pay me $48 million.
Yeah, and what the NBA is wanting to do is make sure this doesn't happen to other franchises, and that's why they will come down hard on the Clippers.
Yeah, that's how that'll go. All right, it's a stunner. I want to get into the portal changes. You've heard a lot about when the football transfer portal may be open. And there is a committee that's working on a one-time 10-day transfer portal window, where it's got the support of a lot of coaches, but not all of them. And I understand, as much as I think there's a need for this, I understand the counter argument, and it's coming from some of the big boys. I want to get into that. I love your thoughts on what it's going to mean for schools like New Mexico State, let alone Ohio State and Penn State. I want to get into that because this is quite significant. And a little movement in the Mountain West Pac-12 stuff, or maybe there's a little movement. So we'll get into all that when we get back. Walked the backyard today. My grass looks so good. You guys, my grass was dying. I had weeds and shrubs, and my yard, it looked like crud. LaBarge Landscape came in and fixed it. I love my yard now. My grass is thriving. My sprinklers work. My yard looks gorgeous, front and back. LaBarge Landscape did that for me. I'm not real good at it, nor do I love doing it, nor do I have the time. It got away from me. I needed a cleanup. I needed a sprinkler overhaul. LaBarge Landscape came out and did that for me, and now I love it. I will call them on a regular basis. In fact, I want to talk to them about maintenance and having them come out on a regular basis and make sure that I can maintain that beautiful, beautiful look and feel. Look, we enjoy our yards in New Mexico 12 months out of the year. We have great weather. Have something that you are going to love being in. LaBarge Landscape has been doing this for 32 years in our market. They got over 80 plus years of experience there. They're bonded, they're insured, they're licensed. That means they do what they say they're going to do, and what they do is over-deliver. If you're thinking about a total remodel of your backyard that you want to rebuild, they'll take care of that for you. You got a pretty good picture of what you want? You know what you want your landscape to look like? LaBarge will get the job done for you. If you don't know, you just know, I got to do something. Let them have their design team come out and create something for you. It'll be stunning. They'll come out there, give you a bunch of different sketches, and once you and your family have exactly what you want, they will create it for you, whether it's xeriscaping or a water feature or a retaining wall or a putting green, whatever it is. Call LaBarge Landscaping. You're going to get years of enjoyment from a landscape transformation. You will love it. I absolutely do. Go online, look at their website, labargelandscape.net, L-A-B-A-R-G-E. Go through the gallery, look at some of the stuff they've done, and then schedule an appointment. 505-345-3000, 505-345-3000. It's LaBarge Landscape. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It's LaBarge Landscape.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on.
Remember, you got the exit fees, you got the poaching fees, you got the lawsuit, you had the arbitration that went on for weeks and weeks and weeks, and there was no settlement. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, thank you for finding us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, we got you set to start off your football week. It is the Packers and the Commanders, 5:30 right here. If you're listening to the NFL, you're listening to the Sports Animal. So, I don't know where this is being heard helps anybody. I don't know if there's a home court advantage or anything like that. It's being heard in California. A federal judge in California is the one who's hearing the arguments, and yesterday heard arguments in the Mountain West's motion to dismiss this lawsuit. So this is basically the Mountain West wanting to dismiss the lawsuit. The Pac-12 filed over the $55 million. Just, hey, lawsuit's out, pay them their $55. Judge's name is Susan Van Kulen. No ruling yesterday. So the Pac-12, this is the Pac-12 statement. This is from Pac-12 Public Relations. The Pac-12 Conference will continue to move forward with our legal action against the Mountain West Conference. We appreciate the court's consideration of the issues at today's hearing and will wait its decision. We remain confident in the strength of our position and remain focused on advancing the academic excellence, athletic achievement, and tradition that have defined the Pac-12 for more than a century. And I'm sorry, man. You know I went to one of these new Pac-12 schools, right? You know it's my alma mater. You know they've been trying to get in the Pac-12 since I can recall. But, and you want to hold the shield and hold the name, that's cool. For you to sit there, I mean, do you even think like the Pac-12 fans, the ones, yep, the tradition, we carry on the tradition of the Pac-12. I'm sorry.
They bought hook, line, and sinker to that. Like the fan bases that are going on the Pac-12 are like, finally, thank God, here we go.
Yep, you guys are UCLA and Oregon and Bill Walton and Kareem Abdul, all that. All right. Anyway, so that's going on. We'll wait for a hearing, and I won't be surprised if you get a hearing today. All right. This is another deal. So the NCAA announced last week, and the transfer portal is something that I think in basketball and in football is a big deal, and it should be. Right? I mean, that's how you got half of your team in this year and how you lost all your team from last year. Everyone from Devin Dampier to Luke Wysong, I mean, pick them, right? So the NCAA announced last week that there's an FBS oversight committee, and they voted to move the transfer window in the winter from December to January. So there would be a 10-day period starting January 2, running through the 12th. I've sat in a lot of these meetings, certainly from a bowl standpoint. Again, I run a bowl game. I would love to see the transfer portal window moved away from the bowl season. I think it does nobody any good. If the transfer portal runs concurrent with bowl season, what are we doing, right? And so moving it to January 2 eliminates a lot of that, but not all of that. And I'll explain that here in a moment. So the committee also has supported eliminating that spring transfer window in April. That means players in FBS football would have just 10 days in January to enter their names into the NCAA portal if they want to transfer to another school for the next season. All right? There's a lot about it I like. I would like to see it later for football reasons because you still have the college football playoff going. There is the academic issue. There is the school issue. You got to get kids enrolled in school to go to school. Now, there's ways around it. And I've given you this example over and over and over again. Because as you may or may not know, when a coach leaves a school, a 30-day transfer portal window opens as it's currently constructed. And so I go back to the Nick Saban thing 2 years ago. When Nick Saban announced in late January that he was leaving Alabama, school was already in session and a 30-day portal window opened for Alabama. And then, 4 days later, when Kalen DeBoer left Washington to go down there, the window opened at Washington. And 4 days later, when Jedd Fisch went from Arizona up to Washington, it opened at Arizona. And now we're in February. And when Brent Brennan left San Jose State to go, all right, and so there's obviously a way to get kids in school. I understand it's imperfect. Before we get into what Ryan Day had to say, so your thoughts on the one transfer window, 10-day transfer window, starting June 2nd, which is, for the most part, after bowl season.
With all the changes that they've made, I don't know why they continue to make the transfer portal window the most difficult one. Like, at this point in time, it's not about when the semester starts. Athletes will get into school. Athletes will be able to take the classes they need in the summer, whatever they need to do. It should be at the end of the entire season.
That's where Ryan Day is. So Ryan Day is the defending national championship coach at Ohio State. Quote, no, I don't think it's a good idea at all. And the conversations we've had with Big Ten coaches, I think the majority of them agree. I just don't quite understand how teams that are playing in the playoffs are expected to make the decisions and sign their upcoming players while they're still getting ready to play for games. It doesn't make any sense to me. He's not totally wrong. He's not. Now, that'll be after the quarterfinal game, so these will be semifinal games, so there'll be 4 teams left at that point. The 4 best teams in the country, theoretically, right? It affects them. So it addresses the needs of 132 other teams, but not all the teams. And obviously not the best 4 teams of that year. I don't know where the answer is. To your point, and I think the answer is to push it further back till the end. School is going to be an issue when we're talking about college athletics. It's just going to. I think this has enough momentum, JJ, where I think it's going to push through, at least for this year. I understand where Ryan Day is. I'm getting ready to play Alabama in a national semifinal, or I'm getting ready to play Georgia in a national semifinal. And I got to worry about now re-recruiting my roster and seeing who's in the portal. And I mean, that's not right. It's insanely imperfect. From where I sit, and again, I've got a slanted view. It's better than where we are now. And the majority of coaches with whom I've spoken and heard speak, I believe they support where the NCAA Oversight Committee is going on, or the FBS Oversight Committee. Something's got to happen. You just can't have like you can't just open up during.
I don't understand, with everything they've changed in college athletics, why this is one they just can't figure out.
Well, the school issues. That's the one issue. It would be easy. Say right after the season, open it for 10, 12 days. But the school piece is
been the rules for athletics so many times.
Yes.
Like, miss me with that. You can get these guys in the class. You can figure out. You can drop them in 3 weeks into the semester. Yes, they are treated differently than everyone else on campus. Yes.
I think the presidents are having a hard time with that. But
they don't have a hard time when they sign off on these $40 million TV contracts.
Of course not. Of course not. And sending their volleyball team cross country to play and travel them commercially in the winter to play. No, you're right. And that's why I keep bringing up that same example of the Alabama to Washington to Arizona to San Jose State, and all of a sudden I got a transfer portal window open February. Now we're mid-semester and kids are transferring. And somehow we're figuring out how to do it. Like, there's a way. And again, I'm not sitting here telling you it's the preferred way. I'm not telling you it's perfect. It's highly imperfect. Now you got to judge what's more important. Figuring out a way to get kids in school mid-semester, or as you said, then they sit out the semester and they take summer classes and make it up or whatever, right? Or dealing with it during the college football playoff. I think we're moving in the right direction. And I do believe, just kind of some of the chatter that I hear, that I think this is where it's going to go, at least for the 20, for 2026, January 2026. But if you get enough powerful voices, and Ryan Day's one of them right now, fighting against it, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. It can't stay the way it is. Every coach I've talked to said it can't stay the way it is. And they hate that spring transfer portal window because they go through spring practice and they shut her down and guys get poached off their team. I mean, look, New Mexico lost a bunch of guys. New Mexico State lost their starting left tackle. They lost their starting running back right after their spring game. You run these guys through, you get them better, you invest in them, and they're gone. Wouldn't you like to know what your roster is somewhat going to look like when you go to your spring practices? Isn't that kind of what it's for?
Yes. Because if you're going to do that, then I've been on board with some of the coaches that said, why do we even have spring practice?
There's a ton of that right now, too. And Bronco Mendenhall completely shut it off. He didn't let his play-by-play guy at Utah State in because he didn't want anything leaking because he didn't want his guys poached out of spring.
Yeah, because he knew he was just going to take them with him when he left.
After this year? Where's he going next? Snow College? Weber State? Where? All right, 505-246-0610. We're going to talk with Sean Ryder, the beat writer for Lobo Football. I love his opinion on this, too, because he follows college football so closely. It's Ryder on the radio. He's going to join us coming up at 9 o'clock. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Sandia Area Federal Credit Union.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso.
Richard says, help on the way, question mark. Jeff, ever since there's been an OD, all we've heard is the Rockies stink at the MLB and AAA level, but AA is where JJ's organization shines. So what hope do we have next season is going to be different once those guys arrive at the friendly confines? From Richard. None.
We stopped talking like that a long time ago.
Yep. I mean, Pedro Lopez or whoever the manager is and Forrest, and they're all going to sit here in April, March, I guess it's March now, and tell us, oh, no, we got a great team coming in, and spring training was great, and boy, they throw a great spiral. None. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living, Mike?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning to you. Thanks for taking my call again. I wanted to comment real quick about kind of what you were saying about the transfer portal and with the whole thing with college sports, man. So my thought on this is that college in general for years and years has been like it's kind of like screen printing. You have to lay multiple layers on it. Right now what you have is you have this academic platform, and then you have this multi-billion-dollar business plan that's laid right on top of that, and they just don't line up together. The academic aspect of getting kids in classes, kind of like what JJ was talking about, and what you guys have been saying is that these guys get treated differently in classes. College sports has become such a massive business that the aspect of college education has been put on the back burner, and no one really, it's not that important to anyone. That's just my thoughts on that kind of, and that's why the transfer portal, it's just whatever can be done to get the maximum amount of business and revenue for the colleges. That's my thought.
And thanks, man. And that's a shame on this, because the opportunity that the majority, and I will still contend this, and I know a lot of you will push back on this, the majority of student athletes take advantage of the educational opportunities which they are offered. The majority do. We talk all the time, they're just there for the money. And yeah, the top X percent are. But the majority of student athletes take advantage of the opportunity which they're offered. That's why you see guys around this town who are businessmen and dentists and all kinds of upstanding people in our community who played football or played basketball.
They absolutely do. Yeah. But the system's changed, and part of that changing system is even if you're there to take advantage of the schooling, getting your degree, there's movement within that.
And then how do the transfers or the credits transfer and everything like that? Mo asked, what is the transfer portal window now? Please announce it for the listener. And if I didn't make this clear, I apologize. So currently there are two transfer windows for football. One runs, I don't know the exact dates. It's like early, mid-December through, I think, the end of December. Basically, it's bowl season, right? It's almost literally concurrent with bowl season. And that's where you had, all the high-profile guys leaving, they're transferring. Like the Marshall situation last year, okay? Marshall won the Sun Belt, didn't they, last year? They did. And they were going to go play Army in the game in Shreveport, the Independence Bowl. And their coach, Charlie Huff, left to go to Southern Miss right after the season. And all his players transferred with him. Well, if the portal window didn't open until afterwards, they would have stuck around with play for a different coaching staff. Remember, Marshall had to back out of the bowl game. That's where Louisiana Tech at 5-7 had to go fill and play Army, who was, 11-1? And screwed the whole thing up. So the portal window now runs basically, and I don't have the exact time. It's mid-December through the end of December. Might even be very beginning of January. Right through bowl season. Well, that makes no sense to anybody. And then there's another window in April that is right after the spring practices. And so what the majority of coaches, and Ryan Day, I don't know exactly what he wants. I guess he wants it after the playoff, and I don't blame him. But the majority of coaches want one transfer window and they want it in June. So that's I hope that explains it more. And if I missed on that, I apologize. All right, Sean Ryder's going to be with us. We'll talk some global football coming up here in a little bit. Oh, I get it. Like Ryder in the wind better. It's from Ed. You like Ryder on the storm. Ryder on the storm. That's his theme music? I think that's right. New Mexico United play tonight. We'll get a little into that if you'd prefer. The Kawhi thing is interesting. And when we come back, will you please explain to me how big this USA win over Japan in men's soccer is, coming off of the loss to South Korea? Evidently, this is a pretty big deal. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Now.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep.
40. Mauricio, is it Pochettino or Pochettino?
Poach.
They call him Poach. The manager of Team USA, men's national soccer team. So they win yesterday 2-0 over Japan at it was just a friendly in Columbus that they're playing. Okay. And I guess they got beat over I don't guess. I know they got beat by South Korea on Saturday. That's coming off the loss to Mexico in the Gold Cup, so they'd lost 2 in a row. And there was a lot of criticism being thrown at his team, and he did his Mike Gundy. I'm a man, I'm 40, come at me. Quote, I prefer that people criticize me, but don't touch the player. I hope in the future, criticize me, but let the player play free and go perform. End quote. Poach. It's kind of how this thing works. Explain to me why this was such a big win and what you think of Poach.
Because they won a game.
Okay.
Like, they're going to get embarrassed at the World Cup. They don't have a lot of opportunities to play together, especially with starting caliber players, which there was a lot on the pitch last night for the U.S. men's national team. So this is their time. This is important. Now, the game, it's not like, oh, you won and you admit. Like, do you want to fall on your face or be competitive? So these games absolutely matter for this team to figure out if they're going to be any good next
Would it have been that big of a deal if they won their last night? Like, if they didn't lose to South Korea and weren't taking it?
Yes, because they lost 4 or 5 before that South Korea game.
Yeah. So they've just been taken. So they're just not very
taking
good.
L after L after L.
What do you think of the coach saying, I'm a man, I'm 40? I mean, come after me. I mean, really? I get you want to protect your players.
They're
but
professional athletes.
Thank you. All right, I just want to make sure what I'm hearing is what I'm hearing.
The only place that works anymore really is high school and below.
I'm not even sure it works there. New Mexico United are home tonight. Detroit City is at the ball pitch. Big one for them. They got the best team in the league, or at least in the West. Tulsa coming in on Saturday. Mired in a quagmire right around that final playoff spot. Hell, by Saturday, they could be in third place. They could be out of the playoff spot. So a big one for New Mexico United tonight out at the ball pitch. Did you see the thunderstorms and lightning? Good thing it wasn't last night.
Woo-wee.
I'm not sure they'd ever played that thing. What a light show we had last night. All right, Ryder on the radio when we get back. Sean Ryder is the beat writer covering Lobo football for the Albuquerque Journal. He joins us to talk about the win over Idaho State, going into the Rose Bowl to play UCLA on Friday, injuries, trends, and maybe even a little transfer portal. Sean Ryder next. He's JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oakey. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically.
All right, Lobo football at UCLA. It is on Friday this week. Early. I mean, it's an early day. Friday night, so it might not be early for you. 7 o'clock pregame over on News Radio KKOB. 8 o'clock kickoff. Robert Portnoy, Dontrell Moore have the call from the Rose Bowl, where we learned yesterday the Lobos played in 1929, and half of their team flew out and half of their team flew back. The other half took trains. They split it. Lost to Occidental, 29-0 on that fateful day back in 1929. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Look forward to this on a weekly basis. You read him every single day. Does a great job covering Lobo football for the Albuquerque Journal. He's the beat writer for the Journal. It's Ryder on the radio. Sean Ryder joins us this morning on the Sports Animal. What's up, Sean? How you living?
Doing good, guys. I appreciated the learning about that loss to Occidental College. Jason Eck said he didn't want to hear any guff, didn't want to get any guff from anybody about only beating Idaho State by 10 because he said that was a bad loss to Occidental College back in the day.
I thought that was brilliant of him. I mean, that's how he came a bad loss. That's a tough loss. I don't want to hear about only beating Idaho State by 10 anymore. That's a tough loss. We're still trying to get over that one to Occidental. I thought that was brilliant by him. I look, it almost feels like people felt better about losing to Michigan by 17 than beating Idaho State by 10, and I just think that's ridiculous. Maybe the loss heightened expectations. Look, man, I liken this to a putt, and I know JJ's heard me use this analogy before. I miss an 8-foot birdie putt. I take a tap in birdie. I'm not good enough to complain about a par. This program, this fan base isn't good enough yet to complain about a 10-point win over Idaho State. Get a win and grow.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a really good way to put it. You know, you're not good enough to complain about a par, and that's something he's kind of even said. It's like when you don't have the tradition of winning football and all that, you know, like wins like that and going out and competing like that is huge. You know, I asked him, you know, on Saturday, you know, was it more encouraging to see that kind of fourth quarter fight or more frustrating to kind of see some of the struggles and some of the issues for the first 3 quarters? And he said it's a little bit of both, but look, we're not mad about taking a win here. That certainly is kind of the vibe around the team, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. And learn. And he said it to us on Monday, and I think this is right. In the long run, do you benefit more by blowing Idaho State out, beating them by 35, or do you benefit more by having the experience of having to play from behind in the fourth quarter, granted against them, and I don't care if it's against them, because let's say later in the year you're in that game against Utah State or San Diego State or Air Force, and you got to battle back, and you've done it in the fourth quarter, and he's probably right.
No, yeah, and, you know, it's interesting. We were talking to quarterback Jack Lang yesterday, and, you know, we were talking to him about the Idaho State game, and he said, I've never had a fourth-quarter comeback win in my career. He's like, that was really cool. Like, I mean, he's like, we need to, like, clean some things up to make sure we're not always in that position. But for me to finally get that, that's the cool thing. And, yeah, I think it adds a lot, just having that experience as a team of, hey, we've been able to fight back before. We've been able to overcome some stuff earlier in the game and put ourselves in a position to get a win.
All right, Sean, let's start with some positives. What do you like most that you've seen, whether it's from the offense and the defense through the first 2 games?
It's kind of weird because it feels like both games were – it doesn't feel – I mean, both games were pretty different, right? And obviously, you know, Michigan and then, you know, the FCS opponent and all that too. I was and I know this is in the quick takes that I've kind of filed after the game, you know, I think people were really waiting to see, you know, the kind of full-on Scott Trey Humphrey, and I think he showed. I think he showed kind of, you know, why he was so hyped in the offseason and all that. You know, in that Idaho State game, obviously the 61-yard touchdown run, but he had that huge, like, direct snap 4th and 2 conversion. where he kind of took initial contact and still kind of surged forward. I thought that was pretty impressive, and I thought he's a guy, and he's always been that way. You put the ball in his hand, good things are going to happen. So I think that's been encouraging. Defensively, I still like the front seven. I know no sacks against Idaho State was probably maybe a little bit of a head scratcher for some fans and all that too. I did think Keyshawn James Newby played particularly well, honestly. He kind of looked a little closer. They put up 14 pressures on a team that gets the ball out really quick, and that was 100% their game plan and MO on Saturday. So I think you still kind of want to see more of a breakout with the pressure and all that. But, Alabama beat ULM 73-0 this last week, and they didn't notch a single sack. They had 12 TFLs and not a single, statistical sack. So sometimes it's kind of a weird game like that, but I do think they want to start converting some of those opportunities into sacks and kind of closing the deal more.
Good for Aiden Armenta not to get sacked by those guys at ULM. He's Sean Ryder with us on the Sports Animal.
Yeah, and you mentioned the pressures up front. I thought it was interesting, too, how they decided to play, and it was kind of a little bit more, shell coverage, keeps things in front, only rush 3 a lot of times against Idaho State. Just what do you think about the defense and just kind of what Spence Nowinski, the way he talked, and then kind of how he's been in game through 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah, no, and I think they've been pretty solid game plans, and I think for both, you want to keep things in front and all that. I think they did a better job against Idaho State than Michigan in some ways. Granted, there were some drives in Michigan where, guys admitted it, like we had the coach count was kind of not working, so we weren't always in a call. So sometimes you kind of don't want to read too much into some of those to a certain degree, but that does happen in football, right? And yeah, I think they did a pretty good job executing the game plan. I still have some questions, in a negative sense. I still do want to see like a little bit more out of the secondary. I think a lot of guys in there have played well. I think Abe Williams has done nice things. I think Tavian Combs has done nice things. And obviously, you're replacing Austin Brawley with Drew Speech and Aaron Smith and TJ McBean. I'm curious to see that process play out a bit more, but I think the defense staff has done a pretty good job. It hasn't been insanely eye-popping. Their points per game allowed isn't exactly grabbing everybody's attention, but it is a small sample size, and I think it's defense that if they can start kind of humming on getting off the field on 3rd and long and all that, because that's been a little bit of the bugaboo recently. They could be in a very nice spot heading to conference play.
All right, UCLA on Friday. Nico Iamaleava is talented. The true dual threat, the guy who was quarterback Tennessee in the playoff last year. I think everything you know about him. They struggled for 6 quarters, felt like they really found it against UNLV in the second half. I said to JJ, there was 3-4 minutes on the clock more. Maybe they win that game. They don't. And we've talked about concerns about the defense with New Mexico. Can they slow this down? Because obviously UCLA is looking at this as a get-well game. They got this in Northwestern, which I know they feel they've got to have. Can this defense keep Nico Iamaleava in check and keep that offense under control?
Yeah, I think they can slow them down. They have done some shuffling on the offensive line on UCLA. This has not been an impressive offensive line, and I know they played Utah and UNLV, who's considered maybe the most talented team in the Mountain West. I think you have a good argument there. I do think they can exploit some issues kind of up front. To the extent that they win the game, we're going to have to see, right? I think you're still – it wasn't kind of said yesterday like it was in the Michigan game. I still kind of think there is a bit where you kind of need a lucky break and a turnover and all that, and I think you're in a position now where you could probably, force a defensive turnover and kind of make that happen. But I do think Nico is a handful. And I kind of feel bad for Nico. UCLA is not off to a great start, obviously, and a lot of people are kind of, relitigating the drama from the summer about his transfer to Tennessee. I think Nico has been kind of the bright spot of the offense. He just hasn't been the savior because he hasn't had – there's not like a lot of great pieces around him right now, honestly. Actually, give credit to the running backs. Michigan State transfer Jalen Berger is over there, and then I'm blanking on his name. There is a kid that plays running back for them as well that was at Idaho while Eck was there.
Yes.
I do think they have some solid stuff in the run game, too, but it really has not popped by any stretch of the imagination. Iamaleava, I still believe, is the team's leading rusher. So I think Iamaleava is tough to play. It's always tough to play a running quarterback like that, even though he isn't maybe a true dual threat. But I think they can slow them down, but I think they're going to have to play a really disciplined and hard game of football.
I believe it's Javian Thomas. Is that who from Idaho? Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Are you concerned about the offensive line at all? Jack got hit a little bit. Idaho State put pressure on him. I appreciate what they did in the second half. Certainly in the fourth quarter, but are you concerned about the offensive line?
I don't know if I think they figured some things out. Now, granted, look, the end of the first half, like that kind of the back-to-back sack sequence, like, in that 2-minute drill when they were really gunning to get some points on the board, that wasn't great. I mean, and Eck kind of admitted that yesterday. He said, we need to be able to throw it when they know we're going to throw it. And that just didn't happen there, right? But he did kind of also say, hey, there was really only 3 plays in the game, including those 2 where I felt we had legitimate protection issues. I thought we protected better, a different caliber opponent. You don't have Derek Moore kind of running through your face and all that. But I don't know. I don't know if we can, say the offensive line is like fixed and all that, or they've worked through all their issues after the FCS game and all that too. But I thought Idaho State had a pretty decent defensive game plan, and they certainly had a couple guys up front that were pretty all right. So I don't know. I think I don't know if I am like sold all the way in. I'm curious to see how much they rotate this week against UCLA. But it feels like this is kind of a bigger week, and I don't know. I'm supposing this is not that concerned at this point, but we'll see what happens.
All right. Hey, do you have another segment in you? Because I want to talk to you about portal stuff. I want to talk to you about the league. Can we put you on hold and hold you through?
Yeah, that'll be good for me.
I appreciate you. He is Sean Ryder. Can you grab that? All right, you got it. Sean Ryder. We're going to continue with him. It's Ryder on the radio as we continue with the Lobo beat writer for the Albuquerque Journal. Hey, download the Prize Picks app. Play Prize Picks. Have fun with Prize Picks. Make money with Prize Picks. You're watching football. You're watching all the games. You think you know everything. So do I. Then I realize I don't. But you can have fun with Prize Picks. It's really easy. You download the app. You pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. It is wonderful, and it is easy to use. This week, max discount. Look what they're doing for you this week. Travis Kelce, 1/2 the passing yard. Will it have more or less than 1/2 the passing yard? I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm looking, JJ, you think I'm going out on a limb? I think he's going to have more. But that's what it is. You go in, Travis Kelce more than that. You look at the projections, more, less, watch the games, and you hit it, you cash in. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code KNML. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KNML. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app. Have fun with it. Enjoy yourself. Make a couple of bucks. It's Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The Rio Rancho Rams.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Colorado State. And I don't know.
Did you see that angle?
Particularly inspiring performance whatsoever.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Did you see the angle?
It was tough, like in the moment with what you're working with, the call versus how you overturn it versus then the stuff that gets frozen and put out there after the fact. That was a hard one if you're Northern Colorado to wrap your head around.
Oh, no, 100%. I agree. I mean, and look, like, we're in the era where you can put any play in slow motion, and it looks like OPI, and it looks like DPI, and it looks like this and all that, too. I did see that angle on social media after, and I was kind of like, well, but yeah, I certainly felt it was a robbery in the moment.
So who's Colorado State? The team that played well against Washington? They're the team who should have got beat at home by Northern Colorado.
I'm not quite sure. And it was what was it, Jay Norvell, who was talking about like championship DNA and all that before the game and all that. And this did not seem like a lot of championship DNA. And I'm curious to see what they kind of do going forward, kind of the quarterbacks and all that too. A little bit of murmuring that maybe there won't be an outright change, but maybe they kind of work some different things in. So we'll see. But I still. I don't think the Rams are going to be terrible this year, but I certainly thought out of all the top 5 teams in the league, top 6 teams in the league, it probably had the biggest chance to kind of have a real sizable fall off. So we'll see what happens.
They get 3 of their next 4 at home. They get UTSA, Washington State at home, go to San Diego State, and then get Fresno State and Hawaii. So that's 1, 2, 4 of their next 5. Sean Ryder's with us on the Sports Animal. He covers global football, amongst other things, for the Albuquerque Journal.
Well, Sean, we know all schedules are not created equally, but as we're talking about Colorado State to kind of fall into that mold with plenty of other Mountain West teams right now. But through 2 weeks, what are your initial impressions of what you've seen so far?
Well, I think the feeling that a lot of people had after Saturday was, maybe Boise's not that bad after all, right? Obviously they got ran through by South Florida. It's just kind of kicked up, and the next thing you know, South Florida goes out and beats Florida.
Yep.
And I don't think that's a particularly great Florida team. I think that's a very average Florida team. I don't care how highly touted recruit DJ Lagway was, but I think Boise's probably going to be fine. I don't think they're going to walk to the league title by any stretch of the imagination, and I think that was more expected this year. UNLV has been impressive. I did think this 3-0 start, it was always on the table of what they kind of had, and it seems like they figured some things out. Yes, UCLA made a run on UNLV late, not late, throughout the entire second half. But I do think they've been impressive, and I think they've been a little more, we were talking about that Idaho State game earlier and all that too, but I did think, they've done some nice things recently. San Jose State has been massively disappointing, and I know that 0-2, one of those losses is to Texas, game they weren't expected to win. That Central Michigan loss still rattled my head. That was a bad loss.
He missed 2 field goals at the end. I mean, literally came down to kicking. You look at the NFL this weekend. I mean, they missed 2 absolutely makeable field goals. Missed another relative chip shot, against Texas. Kicking, man, that's what cost them that game.
Yeah, you just can't have that. And I felt like the sharp all summer kind of handing out, San Jose State win total, take the over.
Me too.
I don't know, man. I feel bad about that one right now. I think we're still in some kind of a little bit of a wait and see with a couple teams and all that too. I feel bad for Wyoming. They have they're 2-0, beat Akron, and look a little cleaner, beating Northern Iowa, a week later. Man, I do not envy the schedule they have. I think they got Utah coming up to Laramie, and then I think they have Colorado immediately after that too.
And then UNLV, and then San Jose State. Yeah, no, then reality may hit them. They got Utah coming in this week. They got a game. I mean, they'll be popping up there. They love, and somehow they get these games. Then they go to Boulder. Then they get UNLV and San Jose State at home. It's a huge next 4 for them. And then they get the 2 local games, Air Force and Colorado State.
Yeah, it genuinely feels like 1-3 is like a success there. Like just go 3-3, after that and all that, or be 3-3 after that.
I think they'd be thrilled. Don't you think they'd be thrilled to be 3-3?
Say that again. Sorry?
They'd be thrilled to be 3-3. I think at that point.
Exactly, and Nevada, I wasn't blown away by the Sac State performance after kind of going back and watching part of that. I still think they're better than they were last year. I also think Sac State's a good deal better than they were last year as well. But yeah, I think the big thing about after the Michigan game, and I kind of wrote about this for UNM, was you had all these league results coming in, and it was not a great week for the Mountain West. And I don't think the Mountain West is going to be the premier G5, G6 conference this year by any stretch. And I don't think anything has changed my opinion that, yes, I think maybe we need to recalibrate some expectations for UNM. I don't think they're going to the Mountain West Championship game, but I think they're going to be able to win a couple more games than maybe we were expecting them to in the Mountain West.
I think that's right. I think the American, obviously with South Florida, has been Memphis and Tulane. They're going to be really, really good. They're super strong at the top.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to hit you on the transfers portal stuff. With the FBS Oversight Committee voting now to move the winter transfer portal window from January 2 to January 12. There's a push. Coaches don't want the 2. They don't want, they want it away from bowl season. Ryan Day, for one, at Ohio State, has been very vocal, and he's not wrong on saying, wait a minute, so there's going to be 4 of us left in the playoff, and we're supposed to deal with the roster stuff as we're dealing with playoff. Where does this end? Where should it end? Because I'll tell you where I sit in as a bowl director. We've been pushing hard to try to get this thing out of bowl season, which makes a lot of sense to us. School is an issue, but there's a way to get it done. What did you think of what Ryan Day said? Where do you think this thing ends up?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Day, I think, all the Big Ten coaches are against it, right? I think that's kind of what he said yesterday. I don't know if I saw any other Big Ten coach be that vocal about it. I do think it's going to end up in that January window, though. I think that's going to happen, and I think the Big Ten's going to have to deal with it. It just makes the most sense, frankly. And you need to get guys into school and all that. Like, that has to happen. And yeah, you're dead on. I mean, we've heard coaches for so long talk about it. It's tough, it's tough with the 2 portal windows and all that too. I do think, and a certain Bronco Mendenhall, when we talked to him about it, last year, he admitted I want the 1 portal window. But yes, we're in year 1. I benefited from the spring portal window. Like, that helped us in the long run too, and it helped us, kind of figure out things with the roster and bring some guys in who were contributors and all that. So I do think it could honestly affect year 1 programs kind of like UNM and all that too, because this year they benefited from the spring portal window too. But yes, I think we're going to that kind of that. We say mid-year, but it's not really mid-year. It's that January window, and making that happen.
And I understand where he's coming from on the argument, but we're dealing with 4 teams now, the top 4 teams, right? But you're basically addressing the needs of 132 others. And portal windows, and every time I bring up the school issue, everybody scoffs at me and they laugh. And okay, maybe it's laughable. It still is the NCAA. It still is college football, and school is still going to be an issue, especially when it comes to the presidents.
Yeah, no, I mean, you just can't ignore that. Like, frankly, until there is this divorce from college athletics and the colleges itself, you're going to have to deal with that.
All right, you ever been to the Rose Bowl?
I have not. I've never been to Pasadena. I've been to L.A., but excited, man. It'll be cool.
Yeah, the venues.
I think it's interesting to watch the actual Rose Bowl game and then go to a regular season game at UCLA. That I don't think it's going to be particularly well attended, but no, I'm excited for it.
I promise you, it will be different. I've been to Rose Bowls and I've been to UCLA games there. They are different, but you get a chance to go to. I do believe the most iconic venue in all of college football. I mean, you could tell me Notre Dame Stadium. I mean, I don't know. Is there something more iconic than that building? The history that's there. It won't be the same setting that you see on TV on New Year's Day. And you're right. It won't be the crowd on a Friday night in Pasadena. But I think you'll enjoy it. Have fun with it, man. Read him every day in the Albuquerque Journal, abqjournal.com. You can read him in the actual newspaper if you pick that up. Follow him on the Twitter, Sean Ryder, and listen to him on Wednesdays here on the Sports Animal. Always appreciate the conversation, man. Safe travels. Have a good trip.
Thanks, guys. Good talking to you as always.
Be well. He is Sean Ryder. A couple things came out of that. I can't. You can't either? There you go. Pretty all right is a good
It could go on the board.
Yeah, right there with sneaky mediocre.
Pretty all right.
I mean, they're pretty all right as far as an offensive line. They got some dudes who are pretty all right. It's right there with sneaky mediocre. So he's not as concerned as you are about the defense, is what I got out of this.
The red zone numbers are a positive for the Lobos right now when you look at what they've done in terms of teams getting in the red zone, field goals versus touchdowns. That's something that you've seen, opponents have been in the red zone 8 times and scored 4 touchdowns. So
now,
that's the bend but don't break mentality.
Boosted by a interception that bounced off a dude's hands, right? But it counts. It counts.
Idaho State didn't make a play. Lobos did.
That's correct. All right, you can respond to any of that. 505-246-0610. I'm going to reset for you when we get back. Get you some headlines from this morning as well. Football's back, and don't you know it, and you're loving it. Twin Peaks is your front row seat. You can catch every NFL game with 29-degree drafts, scratch foods, scenic views. And Cowboy fans, listen to this. Do not miss your chance to win an authentic jersey every game day. And here's a little game changer for you. Fireball shots are just $3.99 all day, every day at Twin Peaks. So spice up your next watch party without breaking the bank. It's football, it's Fireball, it's free jerseys, it's a winning lineup. So get to Twin Peaks, which is your ultimate game day destination. And fight fans, coming up quick this weekend. Mark your calendars. September 13th, Canelo Alvarez faces undefeated Terrence Crawford for the undisputed Super Middleweight Championship of the World, live from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Twin Peaks. Every round, every punch, live at Twin Peaks. It starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday. No cover, no hassle, just wall-to-wall action, ice-cold 29-degree drafts, and made-from-scratch food. Fight night belongs at Twin Peaks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats.
Which is cool.
Like,
it's good.
I don't want to read that.
Mike says, a point on the Bears and Caleb Williams. Anyone who watched J.J. McCarthy in college was never, in capital words, never, wowed or amazed at his skill, his talent, his natural gifts. All things that Caleb Williams had been praised for. Nope. Nobody saw any of that in J.J. What they saw was a kid that was a winner, a kid willing to do whatever it takes to win. It's the opposite of Caleb Williams. He was praised for his passing arm, strength, natural talent, unmeasurables, etc. Those traits are representative of a diva, not a dog. Quarterbacks got to be dogs and leaders and willing to get tough when the moment calls for it. Caleb is not that. When the moment gets tough, Caleb is going to make mistakes and fall because he's not hard and he's never had it hard. He's always had someone there to save him or blame. But hear me out. Caleb Williams is a bust. It's from Mike. I'm not willing to go there yet. I'm not willing to go bust yet. I'm just not. I agree with you on a lot of the things you say because I've said them in different fashions. Caleb Williams has these talents, this innate escapability. He's got a rocket arm. He's fast. He's athletic. But you go look at his success as a winner, and so many coaches and front office people tell you, give me a guy who won in college. And he did not win at that clip. He didn't win the close games. Yeah, he got in shootouts, but he turned the ball over a lot. Now, J.J. McCarthy never had to win a lot of come-from-behind games. Michigan was really, really good. But what he's saying about Caleb isn't totally wrong. I'm just not willing to say he's a bust yet.
I think there's a lot of fair points when it comes to the mentality aspect of it. I don't agree at all with the because you have skills, you're a diva. No, that's just the mentality thing.
I agree with that, too.
Caleb Williams. J.J. McCarthy had enough athleticism that he got drafted in the first round. You don't just get drafted because you win a lot of games in college. The best college quarterbacks are some of the worst NFL quarterbacks. So that you have to have both. You have to have talent and the experience for it to work. You can't just be winning games and be like, yeah, I'm a dog mentality. Okay, how'd that work out for Kellen Moore or Tim Tebow once they got to the league? You got to have the skill set to match. McCarthy has more of those skills. Now he just wasn't praised as like an elite guy when it comes to that. And a big part of Caleb Williams, I think, is going to be his personal mentality in terms of his work ethic and how he handles Ben Johnson, who's been hard on him because I think Ben Johnson sees what everyone else sees. I know that texter probably was the same dude that called yesterday, like wants that take to hit, wants that to be his moment where he says, I called it out. Caleb Williams is a bust. Well, if you're a number 1 overall pick and you don't win a Super Bowl, I guess you're going to be a bust. If you don't win a franchise, change a franchise. But Caleb Williams, to me, could be Baker Mayfield, could be one of those guys that it just clicks later on somewhere else.
Or a bit later on here. All right, let's go to phones. 505-246-0610. Fred, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. What's up, Fred?
4 or 5 things I wanted to bring up. One is I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but Rocky Long now is not at the college anymore. He's now coaching the defense for Durango High School.
Yep, I heard that last week.
And they've won their first game against Farmington. They won their second game against Vieja Vista. So right now they're 2-0. But I just want to let everybody know he's now coaching high school again. So number 2 is Lobos were the most penalized team. Well, last year, well, now they're the least penalized at 1.50, which is pretty cool. And I know you guys didn't mention that, but you mentioned about the most penalized teams. Diego Pavia is the highest-rated quarterback in college football right now. This is all kind of cool because it's all New Mexico people. And then a couple other things. I'm going to save the last about this one running back. But Jacob Wilson, I don't know if you remember, you probably don't because, I mean, it's the All-Star game. But before the All-Star game, I had mentioned about Wilson, that Jacob Wilson, that rookie from the Athletics, how he's going to maybe overtake Bobby Witt and be an All-Star shortstop. Well, he did, and he was at 319 at the time, and then and Judge was about 360 something at All-Star break. Well, right now, Jacob Wilson's at 319 and Judge is at 321, so he has a chance, a rookie, to win the batting championship. And of course, Judge and Raleigh have been going back and forth with him. Raleigh's got 53 and Judge 44 home runs, and he's got 113 RBIs, 98 RBIs. And the last thing
Can I guess? Can I guess what your last one's going to be? Can I guess?
You know, probably, yeah.
Jeffrey Jones?
Exactly. What a you got it. I mean, this guy is amazing. 228 yards the first game against Eastern, 380 yards the second one.
Yeah, let me tell people, Fred. Really, so Jeffrey Jones is the running back at New Mexico Highlands, who is the RMAC Player of the Week, and he's got 608 rushing yards in his first 2 games, averaging 304 if you want to do the math, which is the most rushing yards of any running back in all of college football after 2 weeks.
Isn't that amazing? He's 5'9" and weighs 185, and he runs 4 the 40 and 4.45. But man, I tell you what, I don't know if the Lobos have any chance. But God, how did Hyden get him? He's from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Well, he's a true freshman.
amazing.
Let's see how long he stays at Highlands, because he's a true freshman who broke the division. He's broke the Division II freshman single game rushing record of 380 yards that was set back in 2002 in Highlands. And by the way, did you see the score of the Highlands Western game? 69-55 was the score of the Highlands Western game. 69-55. Yeah. All right, Fred.
Okay, see you guys.
Thanks, man.
All right,
Appreciate
bye.
you. Yeah, 69-55 Highlands beat Western. And dude went for 300 and what I tell you, 300 and whatever. I mean, just bonkers. 380 yards. All right, take the break. I don't know. Let me do this. I got room here. Will you hit it? Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Rudy.
Hey, good morning. Just a couple of minutes on this litigation going on. You know, the arguments were held yesterday in front of Susan Van Coolen, who's a magistrate court judge. She's not a sitting United States District Court judge, but she spent 28 years doing commercial litigation in Silicon Valley. So I think she's seen her share of contracts.
All right.
And if you read the briefs, the motion to dismiss submitted by the Mountain West, the response filed by the PAC-2, and the reply by the Mountain West, to me it's a walkover. The PAC-2 has no legal argument, and they're just really, I don't even think they have standing to raise this, okay? So they might not even have the right to bring the lawsuit in the first place. That's what standing is. But when you get into the heart of the argument, they just really, if she follows the law, she's probably not going to dismiss all counts, but I think she's going to dismiss the liquidated damages portion of it. And then they'll probably be forced back into a mediation that's court-ordered. And if that fails, then they're on a litigation track. And
Why would they court order mediation again if they've already done it and spent 6 weeks doing it and it didn't work?
Because I think that mediation, I don't know if it was court ordered or not. If it
No,
was,
it wasn't.
then they're done.
It was voluntary.
Okay, so if it was, then they're done.
No,
So
it was not.
now-
It was
now
not.
just
No,
goes
it was
to
voluntary.
litigation track.
Yeah, it was not. It was voluntary. They
That's what
tried
I'm
to
saying.
settle before, but
There could be another forced mediation that's overseen by a magistrate court judge, in this case, Susan Van Coolen, and that's where the arm twisting can really start on both sides, But I think the Mountain West has really solid legal arguments, and if it does get dismissed, then the PAC just went from critical to, barely a heartbeat, because that would be devastating for them to have to pay out that kind of money when they're trying to form a new conference and they've made all these other promises. Meanwhile, they should settle the case, but I don't think that's going to happen. Teresa Gould and Gloria Narvaez, from what I understand, can't even stand to be in the same room with each other. So,
all right. That's good, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. We got to take this final break. 505-246-0610. If you're there, stay there. I want to hear you. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, Together we'll become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Lobo basketball schedule comes out, and it's already hard for non-conference games to come to the pit. No big name's going to come here. We'll get a home and home with like a Virginia Commonwealth, schools of that nature, St. Mary's possibly. What is the schedule going to look like, and what is the fan base's reaction going to be when you see UC Davis and Grand Canyon and Wyoming and San Jose State? I think Lobo basketball is going to be taking a huge step backward, and that's just how I feel. Thank you for taking my call.
Appreciate you. And it's not the only person who's got that sentiment. JJ, you and I have heard this for a long time. Yeah. You know, when you put out a home schedule that looks like the one that you have now, with Santa Clara as the marquee non-conference game. You don't have New Mexico State this year, but at least you say, well, you know what? They'll wait till league play because San Diego State's coming in, and Boise State's coming in, and Colorado State's coming in. Local fans been able to eat that, and they understand. And when they tell you that it's hard to schedule teams into the pit, they're not wrong. Dave Bliss has told us that 30 years ago, and it's every coach since. You're not wrong. But, I mean, that sentiment you just heard from Ben, JJ, you and I hear that every day.
Yeah, people know it. I think I'm not too worried about this year's non-conference schedule. Just think of Eric Golan coming in. He had that 1-year buffer of the Mountain West still being the Mountain West, but this is a team that's going to have to play some big road games. And I don't know what to do because that's real. You've talked to plenty of coaches I have, and scheduling games, no one wants to play true road games. And there can be top 100, top 120 teams that you bring in on the schedule that don't look good to fans, but they're good games. And that's just the reality that you're going to hit. You're going to have to hit those mid-level West Coast Conference teams, find some of the top upper tier teams in the Big West. And then do you just take a shot on mid-tier to bottom Power 4 teams just for a name to see if they want to come play you?
We got time? 505-246-0610. All right. Emails, jeff@sportsanalytica.com. All right. Tomorrow, Jerry Palm's going to be with us. Looking forward to catching up with him. Palm brackets. I'll ask him again. Does South Florida have a chance to beat Florida? Didn't I ask him last week? He told me not really. I believe that was his answer.
That's why they play the game.
You know why I asked the question, right? Because I certainly believe that there was a chance. Maybe he'll tell us New Mexico didn't have a chance to beat UCLA, and you can take that one to the bank, too. It's hard. Also, tomorrow we'll do Two Idiots, Too Many Teams. You got some fantasy football issues, conversations, drama. Who do you play? And we're not experts. I'm 2-0 or 1-0 in 2 leagues.
Here to have some fun, have some good debate.
I mean, for now.
Fantasy football.
So we'll do that tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow night, you get Thursday Night Football Commanders and Packers here on the Sports Animal. Friday, man, we are packed. So the high school scene over on KTBL, we'll have Las Cruces and Cleveland, the two top teams in the state. And that's also on the Pit, right? Put it on the Pit as well? I believe that's right. And then also,
KTBL is the Pit.
KTBL is the Pit, yeah. And then I guess I never knew the call letters for the Pit. And then New Mexico and UCLA on Friday night, so we got it packed. Tonight you get a bunch of baseball, and enjoy the baseball. Dodgers and Rockies. Dodgers won yesterday, and the Padres lost with a 2-game lead. And New Mexico United against Detroit City out at the ball pitch, which is a big, big match for New Mexico United because it's now we're late in the season. They got a game today. They got a game on Saturday, and everything's all bunched up. And so they welcome in a Detroit City club that has to travel not all the way across the country, but a pretty good way across the country. And as you're battling for a playoff spot, they are too. They're sitting in 6th place in the East. So he did a good one tonight. Thank you to Sean Ryder for joining us today. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. Jim Rome shows after that. A Marie in the afternoon comes on at 4 o'clock, and then we're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio at 7 a.m. Isotopes and Chihuahuas tonight. Adrian, great work. Looks great on the TV side. He's JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.